Hello, everybody. I'm Thunder from Thunder. No, that's not how it works. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Thunder and Lightning Podcast. I'm Thunder.
And I'm Lightning.
Sorry, I did it the way that I was trying not to do it last time. I totally messed that up. But maybe whoever's watching on YouTube doesn't even know what happened, and it's completely seamless.
And
Welcome.
then I just look like an idiot.
Welcome to. Good point. Maybe I'll leave it all in. Welcome to episode 144. I think.
I thought we were on like 49. What happened? I thought we were on episode like 149.
Nah.
Oh.
This is 144.
Yeah. If you say so.
You called me out for doing that, not in a bad way, but you
keep doing it.
Drew attention to me doing that. I am gonna keep doing that because it
helps you.
It helps me in the editing process
Cool.
more than I thought it did until I was able to use it. But yes, this is our flagship podcast. We're going to talk about our weeks. We're going to talk about some news, and we might do a fun segment. We'll probably do a fun segment at the end. Depending on how long the discussion goes for. So, without further ado, Lightning, how was your week?
Oh, horrendous. As people probably know, I ruined my back. I have seen a specialist. I am getting physical therapy for it. He said if I do the exercises that they tell me to do every other day, forever, I should never have a back problem.
Yeah, you were telling me, you didn't really get into detail, but there was a big kind of like jump for joy moment earlier this week. You were telling me that it's not as permanent as they said it was.
Yeah, so my initial ER trip, they told me in so many words, this is what was written down in the paperwork. It said degenerative disc disease.
Yes.
Which sounds scary.
Because degenerative implies never going to stop.
Exactly. And the woman was like, well, your best bet now, the doctor, I should say, sorry. Your best bet now is get a core of steel, and like that's your best way to which isn't wrong. I stopped working out because of school, and I need to get back into it, and it's obviously important. Second time I went, the guy was like, you have a herniated disc. It's not degenerative disc disease.
Oh,
and I was like, okay, I'll take that.
That a herniated disc is exactly what happened to my mom.
Yeah, but the story progresses.
Oh, okay.
I get to the specialist, and he does everything. He's fucking around with me every which way. He does the Bane thing, and
God damn.
No, he was cool. And he was very knowledgeable of what obviously what was going on, and he said it's the joint in your back, and he took out thing. Because I told him, I was like, this happened to me way back in 2020, and she said I tore a disc, and he was like, you did tear a disc then. That's not what this is.
Oh.
He said, because I was like, listen, they brought up degenerative disc disease, and that scared me, and he was like, first of all, they can't diagnose you with that if they didn't even take a fucking MRI.
Okay.
And I was like, solid point. And he was like, by the way, everybody has that.
Okay. That makes sense.
He was like, you're going to deteriorate over time anyways.
Right, right.
But some people, it's a legitimate issue. That's not what you have. So he seemed pretty like, this is going to fix it. You're not going to have an issue again.
Okay.
Keep on this.
But you do have to, like, do these exercises, like, it's not going to heal.
Yeah, he said it should
like
be, like, 30 minutes. Well, no, it's just keeping my back, because my whole life, I've always been a bigger guy. I've always been relatively strong. I've helped countless people move. I played sports.
You did, yeah, I was going to say you did football in high school, right?
I was just always a strong guy, and I never really was bothered by physical activity, and my back is clearly paying for it now. So good news is it seems like it's not going to be as big of an issue as I was worried about. Also carrying equipment everywhere.
Right, yeah.
Which I am going to go get a two-wheeler thing for that.
Yeah.
Because fuck that at this stage.
Yeah.
But the best part
you can
about
get
this story,
I just know this from working at Sanchi. You can get two-wheel dollies that like literally will like fold up and fit in a backpack.
That's
whatever.
cool. I don't want a flimsy one though.
No, it's not flimsy.
Really?
It's literally like it like chunks into place. It's made out of metal and
okay.
hard plastic.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, I could probably even text Sean and ask him like what kind we have, because it's a pretty good. I think it'd be perfect for what you're describing.
Set me up, because I'm definitely looking for one.
It folds down to be like this big ish. You just slide it in between two things and like slide it back out, open it back up.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much, Drizzle, aka Langwell, aka Mason. No, I appreciate it. It does suck, but I
wanted you to
better.
be like AKA and then say his social.
But the best part about this story is that this specialist is a younger guy, right? And he and I have been like kind of joking this whole time. I go to put my jacket on, not the jacket I have with me, and he sees my Kirby, my Paper Mario, and my Squirtle squad. And he goes, "Oh, those are awesome." And he was like, "I go to Smash competitions all the time. I used to play Halo professionally."
Oh.
And I was like, "That's awesome." I was like, "Did you ever hear about the Smash playing dentist? The hash slinging slasher."
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about the Smash playing dentist? And he goes, "Yeah, he's an Ashland." I said, "Yeah." I said, I run a YouTube channel. We made a documentary about him. And he was like, "Oh, I should go kick his ass sometime."
Oh shit!
I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Yeah, go do it. He's a nice guy."
Yeah, he's great. I should go kick.
Oh, he was so confident. I want to film them playing the Smash playing specialist back doctor and the Smash playing dentist.
Such a weird niche. I love it.
But yeah, he was cool. He made me feel good about my back situation. Besides that, some cool stuff going on with the band. We do have a show next weekend at Bit Bar. I don't know if you're going.
Probably. I assume we're gonna. What day of the week is that?
Friday night.
Yeah, so I assume we're probably gonna do like an early stream.
Yeah, either yes, early instead of cancel would be best.
Yeah, no, I'll probably assuming that the other Thunder and Lightning are going.
The others.
I will most likely be there because I don't have a reason not to.
And it's Bit Bar. I don't know if I don't think you've been to Bit Bar, right?
Yes, I have. I went with you that one day.
Oh yeah, duh, obviously.
I fell back in love with pinball machines.
Yes. No, you'll have a lot of fun. This will be a good show.
Oh yeah. And which
and we're playing with the Koopa Kids.
Right. Yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
This is Lion in Lavender, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
So that's a week from today.
Yeah.
I feel like that burp was supposed to be louder.
It wasn't audible enough.
Yeah, for a comedic effort. Yeah.
And I've been painting minis, which have been coming along really well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it for me.
Okay. So, like usual, you had a lot more to talk about than me for your week, which is fine. But I did want to. I guess this is technically news, but I'm going to talk about it here because it's all I've been thinking about. And I wanted to tell you about it. So, have you, just in case, have you heard about this Nuki tape? No. Okay. So, there's a YouTube channel that I've been watching called Red Letter Media. Their whole thing is that they review bad movies.
Okay.
They review good movies too sometimes, but their main thing is that they review bad movies. And they have a huge collection of VHS tapes.
Okay.
And one of the shelves is just a copy of Nuki. Nuki's an old E.T. ripoff. It's like a cheaply made E.T. B-movie shitfest. They have a shelf that's entirely copies of that VHS tape.
Okay.
So they uploaded a video called "We Finally Watched Nuki," but it was like not really about that. It was more so a documentary about the current market of buying and reselling VHS tapes. So the reason they did this is because recently, in the news, a copy of Back to the Future on VHS tape, a graded copy, sold for $75,000.
Oh shit!
And Red Letter Media are basically like wagging their nose at that. Like they want to call this like industry's bluff. They think that like the trading of VHS tapes is sort of a scam because why is it going for? This is their words, not mine. Why is it going for that much? What are you paying for? Like Back to the Future is not rare. You can get it on anything.
Right.
Are you and also what are you grading? Are you grading the box?
Or
Does it matter if it's,
or the grade of or the quality of the
yeah,
film?
the quality of the literal film, or like
because it's going to be horrendous. It's a VHS.
Right. So what they did was they essentially want to call this market's bluff. So what they did was they sent a few VHS tapes off to a grading company. They sent a unopened, still in the factory wrap promo copy of Jurassic Park.
Oh shit!
They sent a pretty fairly used, definitely open copy of Rocky IV.
Okay.
And they sent a very rare version of a movie no one's ever heard of. But then they also sent a completely fake VHS with a bunch of red flags. Like this is wrong. They had like pictures from other movies on the back. They just like had a fake VHS that they had someone mock up for them. But they also sent their most pristine, still in the original packaging copy of Nuki off to this grading company. So what they've done is they sat down and they watched Nuki, finally. They all hated it because it's fucking terrible. It's a terrible film. No one should have to watch it. And no one might, because what they did was they took the graded version that they got an 8.5, like it matters. They took that and they set it aside, and then they destroyed all their other copies of Nuki. They took 104 copies of Nuki to a wood chipper and completely destroyed them because they were like, we definitely have the biggest collection of Nuki
I see.
VHS
I
tapes.
see what they're doing.
So why don't we?
This is smart.
Make this
a rarer film,
a rarer find, a rarer buy. So what they did was they,
holy shit.
They did that. They filmed the whole thing. This part was really funny.
You got to be able to find that movie on YouTube, though, right?
I don't know. I didn't look. But they literally, the wood chipper's running, and he's like, so this copy of Nuki is the last one. We just happened to receive it in the mail today. It's from, and then he reads the note. He's like, thank you to these people. And then he wraps the Nuki tape in the letter, and he put them both in the wood chipper. So
wait, the graded one they destroyed too?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Just like the most.
Oh,
recent.
people were sending.
Yeah, people just.
That's how they've acquired these.
Yeah,
I'm
people
guessing.
just send them copies of Nuki. And something they did, which I thought was cute but unnecessary, was so there wouldn't be such a big gap. Instead of making a new shelf or filling that shelf with other stuff, they did a 1-to-1 scale photograph of the Nuki shelf that they taped on the wall.
Good.
And they put this Nuki tape up on sale on eBay, and they said whatever money they get, they're going to donate it to charity. They picked half the proceeds are going to go to St. Jude's, and half the proceeds are going to go to the Wisconsin Homeless Animal Fund or something like that.
Okay.
They're from Wisconsin. And the listing ended today, about 4 or 5 hours ago, and this final. Last ever 8.5 graded copy of Nuki sold for $80,600.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's like
who the hell wants it?
Or
so
well,
are you telling
me?
me
That's the thing, right? Rich Red Letter Media fans want it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way this went to like a VHS conservationalist. Like, this has gone to a Red Letter Media fan. You know,
So are you telling me we should be looking at our old VHSs, sending them in for grading, and like, is it a hot market right now?
No. Well, it is, but it's also a entirely
it's bullshit. But
bullshit
get rid of
market.
Make money. Get rid of your VHSs.
Yeah, I guess that's one.
It's the worst. I mean, that's like grading cassettes or some shit. I don't think you grade Do they grade records? I don't think so. But
I don't think so. No.
records are different. Anything with tape is going to eventually get destroyed. You can
Right.
keep records pristine as
Right.
long as you want, and they will survive as long as you want.
Without listening to them.
More or less. Yeah, I guess the grooves could get destroyed. But a tape is going to get destroyed.
Right. No, that's the difference between like a comic book and a VHS tape. Like you could ostensibly, in the cleanest way possible, read one issue of a comic start to finish and still happen to get a really high score. If you watch a VHS tape, like that's gotta like.
Well, even paper, anything biodegradable. Like when I was working at the comic shop, we were actually talking about having stuff graded, and I forget what we were talking about. But I wanted this golden era Donald Duck comic to give to my grandfather. It came out the year he was born, I think.
Okay.
And like me and my coworker were just talking, and he was like, "Isn't it wild to think that like within our lifetime, there's not going to be any golden age comics left? 'Cause it's paper and it's gonna get destroyed.
Right.
And like only the ones, like the graded ones, will probably last the longest 'cause they're air sealed. That's
Right.
the point.
Yeah.
But if paper's exposed to like it's almost 100 years old,
Right.
it's gonna deteriorate eventually. Same
Yeah,
thing with
that's-
VHS tape.
Right. Well, and part of it too is like the first point that they bring up in the documentary, which is like Back to the Future is not rare.
No, there's no reason to spend that much money.
you could.
I've got my Blu-ray copy of VHS signed by almost the entire cast. I couldn't get a 20th of what they got for it.
No. And
And mine is more rare because it's signed.
that's the thing. Like if it's like if Back to the Future means a lot to you, I got like here's the thing, right? The news was just like a graded VHS copy of Back to the Future 1 sold for $75,000. Did that go to the person who has the world's biggest Back to the Future physical collection? Because like then maybe sure, but like if you're just like, oh, I remember loving this movie as a kid. Like you can just, I'm sure it's streaming somewhere,
Right.
for a high enough quality to match Blu-ray.
The thing too is if it's graded, you're not watching it. That's the point.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah,
That's the point that I'm trying to make. Sorry, I will end it here, but the point is you just paid that much money for something that is absolutely going to deteriorate, whether it's safe in that thing or not. You will never watch this film because it's graded.
right.
And someday it's not going to exist anyways.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, because there's got to be people out there who don't know better. There's got to be people who are like, oh, what are you talking about? When it arrives, of course I'm going to open it. The graded copy of Back to the Future I just bought.
I don't. For that much money, I think they probably know what they're supposed to do with it. I can only hope.
Yeah.
Because you put that next to your Pokemon, and you just shove it up on the table, and there it is. You look at it.
Yeah.
They just bought a brick. Is all they bought.
Do you want to know what they bought when you buy a graded Back to the Future VHS tape for $75,000? Do you want to know what they bought? They bought an interaction they can have over and over again with house guests, where they're like, "Guess how much that was?"
Well, that's the thing, right? Sorry. Now that we're talking about it, I buy a graded Pokemon card. I buy a graded action figure. I buy a graded comic book. I've now bought a figure I can look at. 3-dimensional, and I can look at. I see everything about the figure. There's nothing hidden about it that's important, like a VHS tape.
Right.
That's an action figure. I buy a Pokemon card graded, or I buy a comic book graded. I now just bought a piece of art. You buy a VHS graded. You bought a brick with the shitty VHS cover of whatever that film is, which some people might like.
What you bought was.
You can just buy a poster with the same.
Right. Essentially, what you bought was, that's the thing, right? You essentially just bought the cover to Back to the Future 1, because what you really bought was mostly plastic, a little bit of glass, film reel that's eventually going to not exist, as you put so delicately, and thin cardboard that looks like the cover to Back to the Future.
Yeah. Lingual says, so what you're telling me is there is no way to prove the movie is actually in the case without destroying the grades? Well, or you could look at the bottom and see I could picture this being two ways.
What Mason is saying is, who's to
say
say
it's
Back to the
Future?
Future in that bitch?
Right.
Who's to say they didn't put fucking DuckTales, what is that called? And the Mystery of the Magic Lamp in that shit.
I mean, sure. I can only imagine if it's something like a VHS, like a comic book, unless they rip out your comic and just put the cover over and throw it back in there. I can only imagine it's the cover and the VHS. That's all that would make sense, right? You have the cover here, you have the VH here.
It's not, though.
And it's sealed. It's
in box.
That's stupid.
Yeah, like the picture I showed you that I can't pull up right now again. But it's literally just the VHS in box graded.
Yeah, then that's stupid. That's another excellent point that we didn't even talk about, Mason, is... sure it is.
Right.
If you say
so. Right. That's because that's where I'm at. I go to this person's house. They're like, guess how much that was? And I'm like, I don't know, $50, $100. They're like, it was $75,000. It's Back to the Future. I'd be like, oh, yeah? Prove it.
Right.
You can't. I know you can't.
Let's watch it.
Let's watch it. Oh, no, I don't watch Back to the Future.
No, that movie sucks.
If you want to do that, you can go to... I'm gonna guess Paramount Plus. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm gonna guess Paramount Plus.
I was joking. It doesn't suck, but I like to think that this guy who spent the money on it thinks it sucks.
Where can you stream Back to the Future? Hulu.
Okay.
Hulu.
So you said you couldn't stop thinking about it. Is it because of the high prices of?
Oh no, it's just a fascinating
the whole thing.
And also, it was up until a few hours ago. It was still ongoing.
And this is a documentary on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like a 30-minute video. It's on Red Letter Media. It's just called "We Finally Watched Nuki," and it's got Nuki right the fuck there on the thing. But when you turn it on, and I've actually done this before on some of our YouTube videos. You press play and it says like, we finally watched Nuki, aka the VHS grading video, and then it shows the footage of the Back to the Future stuff, and it's cool. It's a
neat.
It was a cool experience because I'm finally caught up with Best of the Worst, their show where they talk about shitty movies. So I was able to watch the new Christmas episode when it came out. And they teased some sort of Nuki something at the end. I was like, what's happening? Is that going to be like next Christmas? They're finally going to watch it? And then like a week and a half later, they're like, they drop this. And I was like, oh my God.
Cool. Is that your week?
Yeah, I had a little philosophical question, but
hit me. No, I want the philosophical question.
Okay. All right.
Would you buy a graded VHS?
No, I don't want to overhype it. It's not a real philosophical question, but I just like somebody mentioned this.
Which turtle?
Like no. Hold on. Somebody like mentioned something about this, and I just like it's been in my head ever since, and I just want to. I don't necessarily need an answer from you. If you want to answer it, go right ahead. But like if you're like I don't have an answer, then I'm totally fine with it. But I'm just gonna ask this and just interpret it however you want. What is Mr. Mime's first name? Because his name.
What's the stage before him?
Mime Jr.
Oh, God damn it!
And then the Galarian form is Mr. Rhyme.
Of course it is.
Because his species, I guess, is called Mr. Mime, but Mr. Dot implies he has a first name. You know?
What's it in Japanese?
Good question. What is Mr. Mime called in Japanese?
Quick, we'll give you 10,000 channel points.
Shillings.
What's
I thought you were gonna say shillings.
Shillings.
Mr. Mime.
What's Mr. Mime's first name? No, name in Japanese.
Oh, I apologize. Galarian Mr. Mime is just called Galarian Mr. Mime. Galarian Mr. Mime's evolution is called Mr. Rhyme.
Gotcha.
In other languages,
Nope, too late. We already got it.
Do you?
No. Well, I figured you did.
I do, yeah.
Okay. Contest over. Everybody lost.
It's got a really bizarre name in Japan. In Japan, his name translates to Barriered, which is a portmanteau of the word barrier and the word weird. Barriered. Barriered.
Because he uses reflection, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I guess. And he's a weird little dude. In French, he's Monsieur, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, in French, he's Monsieur Mime. That's great. In Spanish, he's Mr. Mime. In Italian, he's Mr. Mime. In German, he's Pantomos, which I can only assume
Pantomime
is pantomime. Yeah.
So sounds like this.
Is he Mr. Pantomos Mime?
I guess. Sounds like this dude doesn't have a name.
But if you were like, that's the thing that's fucking me up. Because if I met you and you introduced yourself as, can I say your last name out loud?
I think people already know it.
If you said, hi, I'm Mr. DeLuca, eventually enough times you and introducing yourself as that, I'd be like, so what's your first name, man? And if you were like, I don't have one, I'd be like, that's not how that works.
But he's a Pokemon.
Right, but why is he...
You know what? I'm going to solve this for you. He never says Mr., right? He no, he goes Mr.
Yeah, he goes, I just did it. Like while I was searching it. Yeah, he goes, Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
He says Mr.
Damn it.
So it's not like oh, Professor Oak named it because he's a bumbling idiot. His name is Mr. Mime. His name is Mr. Mime.
I like it. I want a shirt of it. I don't know what what would be on the shirt, but I want people to know the cross reference of those two things. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, the first name is Mr. Right.
That's not how names work, unfortunately.
More like Mr. Right.
Oh, what's happening? Oh, people are following me on Twitter.
That's cool.
Do that all day long, homie. Have you noticed my eye is just leaking the whole stream?
No.
I don't know what's up with this.
Stay away from me.
News time.
Do we have I just want, make sure you're fair enough ways away from me.
You want the 9.5-foot pole that you wouldn't touch me with?
Yeah, exactly.
From the song?
Yes.
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, do we have news?
I do have a few bits of news.
I also have one bit of news.
Okay. My news is better than yours.
I have another piece of news that I think you're going to bring, and if you don't, I'll talk about it. But yeah, what do you got?
Okay. Jeremy Renner got fucked up while plowing by a plow. I'm still uncertain.
He was snow plowing. Something happened, and then according to paramedics and 911 response, he was completely crushed by the snow plow. He should not have survived.
Jesus
Christ. But he did, and I believe he's still in critical condition, but he's healing. He posted a little video on his Twitter.
So wait, I'm sorry. The plow crushed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What was he doing? What was multimillionaire Renner doing?
Oh, why doesn't he have a
plow?
person to plow for him? You mean? It was Christmas. He was probably visiting his mom's or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Imagine crushing Hawkeye. Imagine being the guy to crush Hawkeye.
Yeah, it sounded pretty rough. He posted a little video to his Twitter, not even just an update video, but he was basically just like, my day got a lot better because my mom and sister came to visit me, but he looks not great.
Yeah, no, I had a picture of him all left up.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is now. It doesn't matter.
I was like, I'm glad he survived. Let's say that. Yeah. Because I was like, for a couple hours there, I was like, I don't know about this, but I'm glad it seems like he's gonna be fine. But he's still technically not. So
Right. I mean, if he's messaging and I also saw the picture and he's awake and conscious.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's on the mend.
Yeah.
As long as somebody doesn't try to Kill Bill him in the hospital or some shit. Which that jury's not out. I feel like I don't know. I feel like getting hit by a plow is, I don't know. Anyways. George R.R. Martin says Game of Thrones spin-off shelved after changes at HBO Max.
Oh yeah, I literally heard those words you just said and nothing else.
So they came out with that one shitty season of of
House of Dragons.
House of Dragons.
Yeah, you didn't like it? Did you ever watch it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, the last couple episodes are good. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
It took way too long.
I can only imagine George R.R. Martin is like barely involved in the production of those, correct? He's too busy writing Elden Ring.
Yeah, in not finishing Game
and
of
not
Thrones.
not the next Game of Thrones book.
I don't know. You once asked me, who's your pick for the next James Bond? And I said,
I'm still like waiting with bated breath for them to announce the next actor.
I said, geez, I just don't know. And I have an answer, and so doesn't the world, apparently.
There's a new James Bond?
Let me talk.
Okay, sorry.
Aaron Taylor Johnson has met with James Bond producer about succeeding Daniel Craig as 007. He would be perfect. Look at him. That's James Bond.
Oh my God, I know. I here's the thing, right? A month ago, I'm laughing.
I know.
I'm like the idiot who fucked up Age of Ultron? No way.
No, I know.
But after seeing Bullet Train, I am.
Oh, I'm convinced. That one movie convinced me.
He wasn't even on my radar. He wasn't even part of the conversation until you. I would watch the fuck
Here's
out
my
of that.
question, though. Is he English or American?
Good question.
I'm
gonna look that up right now.
Because, like, if they get him and he's on there and he's American and he does an American accent, no, bad job. If he's on there, he's American, does an English accent.
English.
Oh, okay, all right, then forget it. First of all, good job on Kick-Ass.
Aaron Perry Taylor Johnson is an English actor. He is best known for his portrayal of the title character in Kick-Ass. Yeah, also, like, I know I like to shit on it, but, like, also equally good job on Age of Ultron, because that's also not his...
That's nobody's fucking accent.
Right.
I mean, they did a bad job. It was a bad accent.
But it's not... Okay, sorry. The Sokovian accent is weird, and I don't love it. It's not his fault that it's weird, and I think he got an A+ on the assignment as far as the voice is concerned.
I'll give you that. But,
he did better than her. We'll just say that.
Okay.
When it comes to the voice.
But I never thought of it, you don't know what, I don't know. There's not a saying for it, I guess. It wasn't until they put him in front of my face and said 007, and I was like, yeah.
Hang on, wait a minute.
Why not? Yeah, you would be awesome.
That also that will also happen with Doctor Who sometimes, where I'm just like, ooh, I wonder who it's going to be. Maybe it's this person, maybe it's this person, and they're like, it's this person, and I'm like, oh yeah, all right, yeah.
I'm genuinely excited.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba would have also been good if they are keeping the character the way. Here's the thing, right? Aaron Taylor Johnson would be the perfect. We know where we went wrong. Here he is. This is 007. This is what he's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
If they were just gonna say fuck it, James Bond is whatever English guy we want him to be. Idris Elba. If they're saying no, we're gonna go back to this is James Bond. This is what he looks like. This is who he is. I think he's the perfect pick.
A lot of people. I think this was probably my pick for a while, just because I didn't really have anyone else to.
I had Idris Elba. That was my pick.
A lot of people were talking about Richard Madden for a while, the guy who played Robb Stark and Icarus from the Eternals.
He would have been. He would have been a good one too.
He was in a show called Bodyguard, where he essentially just played James Bond, and people were like,
I don't know if he's got. See, that's my issue though. I feel like I still would have. He would have come on the screen, and I would have gotten the same thing I got from Daniel Craig.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's going to bring...
You can't be that serious as 007.
Right. And no, Aaron Taylor Johnson's going to bring... If he brings a fraction of the charisma that he brought to Bullet Train, it's going to be perfect.
Oh, I know.
But if we're talking like, if Daniel Craig Bond is the way they want to go, then I wouldn't be surprised if they did Richard Madden.
Because you can't be... I am robot. I am action hero. Here I am. That's not James Bond. That's not his character.
But unfortunately,
that's the direction they went with Daniel
for the
Craig.
Past 5 movies, yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson would absolutely bring it back to that playful character.
Yeah, I think he could really correct, because it was Brosnan, right? Brosnan then Craig.
Yeah, Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy that our last 007 was in like 1996?
Yeah, Brosnan feels like so long ago, but that's, I guess, because it was so long ago.
It was. This asshole's had the role. It's funny I keep saying asshole because I loved him in in
the Knives Out universe.
Yeah. Are you coming? You just want to make noise?
Daphne, no one's gonna bring. Okay, there you go. She wants you. No, what she wants you to do is walk with her to the sink and turn the.
There's a cup. All your little puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
On the ground.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
No.
Okay.
No, that was like that.
Okay.
Hi, get on camera.
Awful 007. Great.
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
literally, like, every time I'm on the YouTube front page and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna watch, I just keep watching videos about Knives Out and Glass Onion.
It's funny. Two actors coming around in my eyes this past year. Aaron Taylor Johnson and Daniel Craig. I think Daniel Craig could be a really good actor. I don't think he was meant to be James Bond.
Right.
Whether that's acting direction or whatnot, he did. It was a miss. That's not James Bond. I haven't had James Bond for most of my life at this point.
I think the issue, and I've talked about this before. I've seen almost every Daniel Craig James Bond film, and I've seen a fair number of Brosnan films. I've never seen anyone else.
We should watch more James Bond.
Yeah, totally. No, I definitely haven't watched the new one because you and I were gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
no, but not even Daniel. Fuck those. We should watch.
Well, I
some,
do want to watch
classic.
the new one.
Oh no, that's fine. But I just mean like, I don't think we should cut.
Yeah. No, but I don't know what I was saying. Oh man, you.
It's all right. We were talking. I've only seen Casino Royale. How was Daniel Craig as James Bond? He was bland. Also, he's British. Everybody said he's British. Thank you.
Yeah.
He was He was action hero, the action man. And he was serious.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I think the biggest problem with the Daniel Craig James Bonds is not Daniel Craig. I blame the directing.
Yeah.
Not so much the writing, even just like the I don't know, I guess the writing too. Whoever is writing and directing this is like has set these films in a tone that's like a touch too serious. That like if Batman was set in this tone, that might be more fitting, right?
Right.
But then
they're two very different characters.
Exactly.
And here's the deal, right? I think the issue is we hit the year 2000. And for whatever reason 007 James Bond, actually no, hold on, let me go back. They're like, we need a new direction for 007. He's still gonna womanize a little bit, but we're gonna be more subtle about it because it's a new century. But let's make him serious. You know what would make him so much more realistic if he was serious? And it's like, well, hold on. What if we got the character that we all... It's like, imagine a serious Peter Parker. I'm not saying Peter Parker and James Bond are the same character, but they both have attributes about them that create the character.
Right.
And when you say, well, we're going to make a darker, more serious 007, it's like, well, do that with another character that has quirky characteristics.
No, I think I understood. The reason we love Peter Parker is not because he can shoot web out of his wrists.
Right.
We like him as a character.
Right.
And we like the various arcs and growth that a character like that can go through.
Exactly.
But and they tried. They really tried to.
The storyline in the one where he's is really good. It's just a bland 007.
Yeah.
And they gave him an overarching story, which is new for 007. There are some cool things that happened.
Yeah.
But it wasn't 007.
After seeing the amazing character acting that he's doing in Knives Out, I fully believe that he's got people breathing down his neck. Like, play it more serious.
Mm.
You're emotionless in this scene.
Yeah, no more misogyny, please. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. First
next,
of all, yeah.
next evolution of 007, he can still be quirky and not quirky. Quirky is not the word. He can still be like flirty and charismatic, but he doesn't have to like forcibly screw every woman he sees.
Yeah.
But like he can still be charming. Charming is the word.
Yes,
007 is charming. Daniel Craig's 007 was not charming.
Rarely charming.
That's a better way to put it.
I'm not gonna say he was without his charm, but he was. I don't know. Yeah, I even seeing what little of this franchise I have, I can agree that Craig's performance, like I said, I don't think it's necessarily 100% his fault, but Craig's performance leaves something to be desired in the emotional department.
I like how Pauline specified for James Bond, as if she wasn't talking, Thunder and Lightning could do with a little less misogyny in general.
Oh, I see. I took it a different way. I thought she meant like no more misogyny for James Bond, but like other things can have misogyny still.
No. I think this next it already just with this potential cast pick.
Well, now we know. Now even if it's not ATJ, now we know where their head is at.
Yeah.
If they get like an ATJ like. Mm-hmm. I think they're thinking
they're already in the right direction.
I think they know what we don't like about James Bond.
Yeah. That potential casting alone makes me feel more comfortable about the next decade of James Bond. For a while there was almost a race. When are we going to get the next James Bond, or when are we going to get the next Mario Kart 9? Both are still dragging ass to the finish line, but we'll see.
And you know what? I would have never fucking guessed this 5 or 6 years ago, but it seems like James Bond is going to win.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. There better be like Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, and then like a solid month goes by, then they announce like it's got to be like the next
immediate.
Fucking thing they're doing.
No, absolutely. Boycott Nintendo.
This is not a complaint, but like while we were waiting for Breath of the Wild 2 to come out, 2 more Splatoon games came out, and no Mario Kart. No Mario Kart, but never mind. That was the last podcast. I
do have a few more things.
Okay.
Real
Let's
quick.
Not talk about them as
rapid
much as
fire.
we,
yes.
Yeah.
First look at Nick Kroll, Wanda Sykes, and Ike Branshalt's History of the World Part 2, which is a Mel Brooks series. I don't know if you've ever seen History of the World Part 1.
No.
It's just a funny old Mel Brooks movie in the age of young Frankenstein, and when he was at his height.
Oh, this is an old movie.
This is an old movie.
So
this
is
movie's
Mel
from like the
Brooks
70s or
involved in
80s.
the sequel?
I think so.
That's cool.
Nearly 42 years later, the follow-up to Mel Brooks' 1981 classic parody, History of the World Part 1, is almost here. Mel Brooks shared this.
Oh, okay.
So I can only imagine Mel Brooks is tied to History of the World Part 2. Edward Norton learns Pocahontas is his 12th great-grandmother.
Okay, cool. Good for that guy.
Fun fact.
Loved you in Glass Onion.
Warner Bros. Discovery executives reportedly open to Ezra Miller continuing as the Flash.
Wow, great, man.
Fun fact.
Love that for them.
The Joker shocks fans. Ready for this?
By killing a dude live on Letterman or whatever the fuck that happens in that movie.
By becoming pregnant in the comic books.
Oh.
The end. I just wanted to share that.
Which comic books?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just wanted to share that.
I feel like I'm the comic guy and I have to apologize on behalf of the Joker.
Stranger Things actor Noah Schnapp.
Noah Schnapp, that's Will, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Comes out as gay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then that makes me curious how much of that was his influence on the television show.
Yeah, right? Velma review. The Scooby-Doo adult animated original story is an awkward zoinks. Somebody says, Consequence of Film says, really, it feels like there's something missing here. Maybe the producers should consider adding another character like a funny talking dog.
I was just going to say, I wonder what's fucking missing, bro. I have not seen it. Is it out? Or is this a pre...
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly, I haven't been keeping up with that just because it doesn't seem like it has anything to do with actual Scooby-Doo.
No, I mean, it's unfortunately like the series they're doing. Like, they only do one Scooby-Doo series at a time, and this one is the one they're doing, and it happens to be for adults, and it's all fucking random Family Guy humor, man, as far as I can tell.
That's good.
So that's unfortunate, but we'll just sit back and wait for whatever Scooby-Doo does next.
Alien Ant Farm singer, which I love this band. I'm kind of really upset about this. Is charged with battery for touching his crotch with a fan's hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gross.
Kind of weird. And we're gonna finish up here with Wednesday will return for season 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, officially.
That's cool. I'm assuming that's coming from Netflix.
Yeah.
Is it going to be?
I actually don't know.
I can only hope it's going to still be directed by Tim Burton.
That'd be cool.
So I had one bit of news.
Yeah.
If I may.
Yeah.
There's a new.
You're also pregnant.
I am also pregnant with. I can only assume Harley Quinn's baby. There's a new Clue.
The board game?
Yes. There's a new Clue canon.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me.
Yeah, you need the jacket.
I've got Clue news. It's me, because I fucking nerd out about Clue. Yeah, so there's a new Clue. I can only assume a little early because they're making a new Clue movie. It's helmed by Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, it's been in production hell for a while. Ryan Reynolds keeps doing this, where he'll take a movie that's been in production hell for 10 plus years and he's just like, okay, make it. Come on. Now that I'm here, make it. He did that with the Adam Project. Adam Project was supposed to come out in 2009 and was going to star Tom Cruise.
Oh, shit.
And then 12 years later, Ryan Reynolds was just like, all right, get on it. We're doing it now. It's going to be awesome. I'm here. So he's doing that with Clue. There's going to be a new Clue movie. I'm already judging it, but
oh, really?
You know,
I've heard nothing.
No, you've heard everything I've heard. I'm already
okay.
like I'm biased.
Ryan Reynolds, I'm sure he'll do what he can.
As long as he doesn't. Ryan Reynolds has fallen into this issue where all he does is play Deadpool. Every character he plays is
I'll
just
give you that.
Deadpool now. But anyways, this new Clue board game, it's basically just Clue. You know, there's nothing to report about the actual gameplay. It does look like they have the little detective cards, and we all know how I feel about those. But I wanted to talk about something I talked about in my Clue retrospective, which is the iconography of this Clue, because it's not wildly different, but there's a few things that have changed. So first of all, Miss White is back. She was recently murdered off camera, but they brought her back. So we have the main cast. We have Miss Scarlet. We have Colonel Mustard. We have Mayor Green. So instead of Mr. Green, he's Mayor. We have Chef White. So instead of a maid, she is just a chef. And she looks to be like a young, like Gordon Ramsay style chef. And then we have Solicitor Peacock. I'm not quite sure what that means.
So like he was there by accident? He was there snooping around?
She.
Oh, she.
But
sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. And then we have Professor Plum, and Professor Plum looks more like a young, hip, like college professor type deal. So a few things. White, Peacock, and Colonel Mustard are all still white. Colonel Mustard is an old white man like he is supposed to be. Green, Mayor Green, looks to be Latino.
Okay.
And then Professor Plum is black. And then Miss Scarlet, I've talked about Miss Scarlet a lot in my video because she's gone through quite the journey. She was a white woman with brown hair, and then she was a white woman with ginger hair in the movie. And then in the VHS game and the books, she was an Asian woman with short black hair. Then in the reboot era, she was a white woman with black hair. And then in the modern era, the one that the game is based on, she's a white woman with blonde hair. Now, if I can share this image with everyone, she is a black woman with dyed red hair, and I kind of love her design.
Okay.
I kind of like it a lot. But I just thought that's so fascinating. I was like, they did it again. They can't decide. Like, they can't.
Yeah.
Like, Colonel Mustard's been an old white dude the whole time.
With the same facial hair and everything.
Yeah.
He's got the same whole look going on.
And another interesting change the last thing I want to talk about is that in the original version of Clue from England, Cluedo,
Mm-hmm.
the victim was called Mr. Black, and when they brought it over to America, they changed that to Mr. Body. He's back to being Mr. Black.
Interesting.
So his name is Bowden Black. Yeah, and you have to figure out who killed Black, where they did it, and with what weapon. And it seems like everything else is Clue as usual. We're back to the bigger board. We got all the correct pieces and I think all the original rooms. But yeah, it's like a new, and it's interesting. It's like very quickly after the last iteration, but it's a new like canon of Clue.
Yeah. Interesting.
And, I'm the only one who cares about that, so I wanted to bring it to our podcast, and that gives us just enough time to do our world famous segment, Goop Troop.
Cool.
I'm going to go incognito for this particular Google search like I always do, and if you will allow me like a minute to explain.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Goop, there she is right there on the title screen.
Oh.
On the landing page.
She's playing with one of the things.
She's definitely not actively applying one of her things.
Well, no, that would hurt.
Goop is a lifestyle and wellness brand helmed by actress of stage and screen Gwyneth Paltrow. But what they don't tell you is that Goop is a full-blown snake oil racket where they sell hilariously overpriced products that probably don't do the things they're promising. So if you, for example, if you buy a mirror from Goop, it'll probably reflect your face in it, right? But if you buy like vampire repellent from, I've seen a lot of Chef White thirst online.
Sorry, that's what
I can definitely see why. But if you buy like a salve or a tonic or a sticker that vibrates your body in a specific way, that's probably a scam. And you probably didn't have to pay all the money you just paid on it. So I'm going to shop new arrivals.
Okay.
And I'm going to... how the game works. Actually, do you want to explain how the actual game works while
Sure.
I search?
So, Thunder is currently looking up a product on goop.com or whatever. As he said, it is a snake oil rack most of the time. What he's going to do is he's going to find a product, he's going to show a picture of the product, he's going to explain the description of the product to us, and then we have to guess what we think that product cost. Keep in mind, a lot of this stuff is outrageously overpriced. So, once he's done finding one, describing it, I'm going to give a price that I think that it's cost. We're going to wait like 30 seconds. Anybody who wants to jump in can jump in. If not, we'll just go ahead and reveal the price.
So it's a lot of clothes, like it always is in new arrivals. I am finding, I found one that seems a little promising. I'm going to skim a bit more before heading back up there. Sometimes they're like weird, but they're not hilariously overpriced. Okay, yeah. Let me scroll back up to this. I did find one. If we want to do another one after this, we can do a little ancillary search. But this is a. What's the first picture they want you to see of this? It's this one. Okay. So this is called a Market Weekender bag. So I'm going to show the picture, and I figured out how to extend the picture. Oh, it didn't make it bigger even a little. Okay, well, here's the picture. That's what we're working with.
It's a purse.
It's a purse or
a pouch.
Perhaps a pouch or a pocketbook, whatever you wish to call it. I guess it technically isn't a pocketbook, but anyways. So it's called the Market Weekender bag. And it, as I'll describe in a second, it's technically 2 bags. It's got a tiny little bag in it that kind of comes out, and let's find out what it does.
I just want to, in case I haven't said this enough or haven't overstated this enough, I really appreciate the gift that we got from Drizzle and Tsunami. I just don't know if I've made that clear enough how thankful we are for our new Nintendo Switch. So thank you guys very, very much.
So, the twisted base, wide set handles, and slouchy silhouette means this capacious tote is comfortable to carry.
That word is going to cost us a few bucks, I think.
This capacious tote is comfortable to carry even when you've got it loaded up. Inside, a slim zipper pouch keeps small items corralled and easy to find. In parentheses, you can also unsnap it from the lining and wear it as a crossbody, which means But the coolest part, there are 2 exterior zippered pockets hidden behind the triangle panels of the base. It's all done in soft, subtly textured buffalo leather.
Oh, no.
That only gets better with age. Oh, no. Why are you killing buffaloes? The outer, I did not know that going into this. The outer is 100% buffalo leather. The lining is 100% alcantara. And then it gives the dimensions. It's like this big. But something important. The last little bullet point. Made in Italy.
There's a lot of words sprinkled in there to bring up the cost, I think.
Yeah, so it was manufactured in Italy. It was at least 1 buffalo died so that this purse could
exist.
Which I didn't think.
They made up a word to describe it.
Capacious. I'm actually gonna look that up.
All right. So, as I said, we're going to decide a price. Not collectively, you pick your own price, and whoever's closest wins.
Okay. Capacious quite literally means having a lot of space inside.
That's good.
So, the twisted base whites and the slouchy silhouette mean this capacious tote is... okay. So, it's bigger on the inside. It's a fucking... It's a TARDIS of pocketbooks.
I've got a word that rhymes with that word to describe that word. It's called spacious.
Oh, true, yeah. I thought you were gonna say suspicious, because the whole.
No. There's a word. It's called spacious. It's even capacious, spacious. It's even one less syllable. It's way easier to say. Anyways, $300.
$300. Interesting. While we wait for others, to put in their guesses, I was watching a little things you missed in Glass Onion. So Angela Lansbury, when she's playing Among Us with Benoit Blanc, her character's name is Murder She Solved.
Oh, that's funny.
And something else that I did not pick up on, but I'm gonna make sure I look out for next time I watch it. When she goes to his house and he's like, "I'm not Batman," and then he slowly figures out how they could do the thing that they do in that movie. As he's stumbling over his words, figuring it out, they leitmotifed Danny Elfman's Batman theme in the music in the background. Yeah. Oh, it's once they pointed it out to me, I was like, "Oh yeah, dude," but I wasn't looking for it.
So weird. Okay.
Okay, so we've got $300 from Lightning. We've got $780 from Drizzle. And the winner is Drizzle. Because the Market Weekender bag is going to set you back $3,250.
I should have added another 0.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. You should have added another 0. You would have been perfect.
That's too much money.
I love that every time you say that, because you say that a lot when we play this game, it's so genuine. And I love it so much because, I want to be yeah, that's the point of the game. But every time you say it, it's just so, no. You're so defeated by the goop.
What if it sucks, though? What if you get it and it, rips day 1? What if the buffalo leather sucks?
What if that's the other thing. What if buffalo leather sucks and we didn't know?
Yeah. Who do I talk to about my $3,000 bag sucking? What if it can't handle the rain and nobody mentioned it and they're stupid? They said capacious, but they couldn't tell me don't wear it in the rain.
It's also, and this part I actually really hate. I've navigated away from it at this point, but they don't talk about this in the description, but it's referred to as a weekender bag.
That sounds like don't use it a lot because it's going to deteriorate.
Right. Well, do they really fucking think that I'm the type of bitch that has a weekend purse and a during the week purse, and it just so happens that my weekend purse is fucking $3,000? That's just...
Who is she? She really just has a niche group of friends that she sells these products to, doesn't she? Because who does she think... this site isn't for the average person. The site is clearly for the elite who
Well,
want to spend their money on their friend Gwyneth Paltrow.
I think, and I know it's not really cool to talk about this person because they've been canceled quite a few times, but this is something that JonTron talks about in his video. These products are like, if you look at, like, I'm on skincare right now, and if you look at these, it's some bullshit where it's like one tube is $98, but it's a subscription for the tube is $98, right? But it's like a little tiny tube, and you get like a monthly delivery. But it's just like crazy, like, oh, but if you do it like this, you'll get this much and all that stuff. These products are not for you and me, duh. But they're also I don't think they're for the elite, that as we keep putting it. I think these products are for like impressionable, like young adults who like think they need this shit, and like,
that's
oh,
really
I
sad.
happen to have some extra money. I'll buy a year subscription of Lotus enzyme exfoliator refills. Only $42 a month, do you say?
Oh no.
Sign me and the rest of my quad up.
This has to be like a money laundering thing, right? It says Drizzle.
We actually, Lightning and I theorized that they had like a behind closed doors lawsuit recently. Because you can still buy stuff from Goop.com, but they have like hidden it.
It's
like,
not as wacky as it used to be.
It's not as wacky, but it's also like, if you visit the site, it's like front facing like a blog site, but there's also a store that you can like click a few buttons to get to. So
it used to be the Wild West on Goop.
Oh my god, I know. Yeah. We should have started this segment like 3 years earlier. It would have been. But that's the thing about Goop. She's been doing this for what, like 15, 16 years at this point?
Jesus.
How have they not been lawsuited into non-existence?
Right.
Like, how are they still doing this? Like, I know it's a little less like, oh, sorry, that noise scared me. My phone was falling. I know it's no less expensive. I know it's a little less like, werewolves are real and you can kill them with our vaccine or whatever. But it's like, they're still charging, like, obviously if you find like a diamond-plated gold watch and it's like tens of thousands of dollars, sure, whatever. But like, we did like a sun lamp the other day that was like $9,000 or some shit. Just, but I want to see like, Sanchi, because it's like a one building like company, has like a how many we have left in stock thing. I want that for I want to see like how many $99,000 sun lamps did you make, and how many do you have left, and how many have you sold?
No, I know.
Like, that's what I want to know.
Same.
Anyways,
I think we're gonna have to end it here.
Yeah. No, perfect timing. It's exactly 7:00. But yes, that's gonna do it for us on the podcast. That's gonna do it for us on the stream. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast, video essays, let's plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.